What's up guys, and welcome back to Athena's Garage. In today's video, we're changing the oil on the Scrambler 500. Let's get right into it. Now that everything's put back together on this thing, it's time to change this oil. So what the oil I'm using is this Rotella T6 here. This is what I use. It's fully synthetic oil, 5W40. This is what I use for my Sportsman. It's what I'm gonna use for this thing. So it needs 2 quarts of oil. First things first, we're gonna start it, let it run, heat this oil up for about 2-3 minutes, get the engine warm. The oil will flow a little bit better, but that's what we're gonna do. So let me run it for a couple minutes and I'll bring you back. I've let the motor run for a little bit. Now I'm gonna take a 14mm socket here and crack this drain bolt open and let this stuff drain out. Be sure not to lose your little washer on the end, your sealing washer. Ooh, that stuff is pretty thin, and there wasn't even a washer on this. Is it? Oh, there is a washer. There it is, right? It's stuck on there. There it is. I'm gonna let all this drain out. This stuff is black too, so I'm gonna let this drain out. There's a little bit of stuff on the end of this little magnet here. I'm gonna wipe all that off and then we'll come back and get to the next step. All that oil is dripping. We need to come over here and there is a hose clamp on this line right here that we need to loosen and then pull that hose off. And then I'm not sure yet, but there's a oil screen filter we need to take off of there and clean out. I'm not sure when it's been done, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it now. All right, I took this hose clamp off of here. It's floating down here, and now I'm going to try to twist off this hose here. Who knows when the last time this has been changed, so it seems pretty stuck on here. Oh yeah, oil everywhere. I got this little piece off of there. It looks like it was a 9/16, and then this other big piece where the actual filter is a 3/4, and I used a socket, and I'm just now able to get this thing off of here. Might have some more oil leaking out of here, so just be wary of that. Supposedly there's a screen on this. Oh yeah, and look, there's all kinds of grass and gunk on this thing, so I'm gonna spray this thing off with some like brake cleaner, and then I'm gonna thread this back in. I don't have any pipe sealant that it's saying, so I'm gonna try just some Teflon and wrap it around here, and hopefully that'll work enough to help seal this thing. Okay, everything's back together except this hose here. I'm just gonna pop it on, pop this back together. I'll list the torque specs for both of those bolts, but I just snugged them down with some oomph there and call that good. If you want to get every little drop of motor oil out, you're going to have to undo that bolt right there. That's the last little bit. It keeps about a cup of oil, it says, in the actual motor underneath here. So I'm going to get everything out because I just want to get all this old stuff out of here and replace it. So I'm going to pop that out of here. Looks like another 14 or so, and drain that, put it back in, and then we'll do the oil filter. All right, I popped that drain bolt off. It is a 14. Just be careful because it pours out everywhere. So make sure your drain pan is underneath there to catch it. Put it back on there, use some oomph. Again, I don't know what the torque specs are. I'll put them on the screen. Now we can go to the other side, put the drain bolt on, the oil tank, and then take the oil filter off. Drain bolt is back on and tightened down. Make sure you don't lose that little washer that's on there. This is a K&N filter, and it has a little thing back there. I wish this was placed a little differently. I may be able to undo this by hand. I can, so I don't even need anything to grab a hold of that. But again, this is kind of a stupid system, but it's gonna make a mess, so just have your drain pan ready underneath it to catch it, because it's gonna pour out everywhere. Oh yeah, there it goes. All right, I'm gonna pull this off, clean off the surface, and get my new oil filter ready. Make sure your surface is really cleaned off. Now, I'm not sure if this filter is gonna fit this. This is for my Sportsman. I'm hoping it's the same size here. If it ain't, then I'll be running to town in a minute to get a new one. But it looks it looks like it's gonna work. So now that we got that, let's get some oil on here, put it on this O-ring, slap this baby back on hand tight, and then we can fill this thing up and prime the oil. Oil filter's on. Now let's fill this thing up. We're gonna put 2 quarts in, and then we're gonna have to prime the oil pump, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, I got my funnel in there. I'm gonna try to get 2 quarts in there as best I can. These rotella jugs carry a gallon, so it's basically just half of this. We should be good. With these big funnels like this, you don't have to pour very slow. You can pour pretty fast. Okay, we're a little bit, maybe half a quart left. Let's see, let's put it on level ground and look. We're still about half a quart left actually now. That's about 2 quarts. We'll put a splash in. And I think we're gonna call that good. Throw this dipstick in while we prime it, and then we can actually check the oil levels. All right, right up here, right there is a vent line. You're gonna wanna scoot about 2 or 3 inches past that and squeeze it off with some vice grips or something and keep it clamped, closed. Start the four-wheeler and run it for about 30 to 45 seconds according to the service manual, and the pump should be primed, and you can release it, let it run, and then we're gonna check our oil level. All right, it's squeezed off with some vice grips. I'm gonna go ahead and start this thing, let it run for about 30, 45 seconds. All right, it ran for about 45 seconds or so. Now we should be able to check this dipstick. You're supposed to untwist it, wipe it off, thread it all the way back in, and then check it again. So that's what we're gonna do. It's kind of difficult with all this plastic on because this dipstick is kind of long, so let's wipe it down, thread her back in, and see how she looks. All right, let's see. It looks like it's about halfway on this normal thing. Let's do one more check here and see. I don't like how hard it is to get this thing in and out with all these plastics on here, but it is what it is. There's tight. Yeah, it's about halfway up to normal, so I could throw a little bit more in there, maybe just a splash, because we're still a little bit above 2 quarts, and then I'm gonna call it good. And then our oil change is done. All right, guys, that's gonna be the end of this one. Hopefully you learned something. It was a pretty easy job, pretty easy to do, especially priming that oil pump thing. I've never done that before, so that's a new one for me. Let me know if you have any questions down below or anything. If you want to help support the channel, consider becoming a member, 99 cents a month. Other than that, guys, comment, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. You know what to do. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a good day. Bye.